All right, so you sent in this article called AI Takeover: How Artificial Intelligence is Reshaping Every Industry. And wow, it is fascinating stuff.
Yeah. So it feels like AI is everywhere these days, but like what is actually going on?
Right.
So that is what we are going to try to figure out today, cut through all the hype and really look at how AI is actually changing things.
Yeah, I think that what is so interesting is that, for a long time, AI was this like futuristic concept,
Right. Yeah.
like almost science fiction.
Right.
But now it is quietly, being woven into so many parts of our lives.
Totally.
And we are going to look at a bunch of them today.
Yeah, let's do it.
We are going to look at how AI is making waves in healthcare, finance, manufacturing, marketing, and even like what it means for jobs.
Yeah, so before we get into like the specifics of it all,
Yeah.
can you give us just like a super quick breakdown of what AI even is?
Yeah, you are right. We should probably start with the basics.
So essentially AI is all about creating machines that can do things that like normally require human intelligence.
Okay. Yeah.
So we were talking about things like problem solving, learning, reasoning, and even understanding language.
Okay, so it is not just like robots taking over the world.
Not quite.
Okay.
Although robots are definitely part of the picture.
Right.
But what's really driving this whole, AI boom is something called machine learning.
Okay.
So instead of programming every single step for a machine,
Okay.
we are now feeding massive amounts of data into algorithms. And the machines are like learning patterns and making predictions kind of on their own.
So it is like teaching a computer to think for itself.
In a way, yes. Think about how you learn to recognize a cat.
Okay.
You see lots of pictures of cats.
Right.
And your brain starts to identify the common features.
Okay.
Like, oh, pointy ears, whiskers, a tail.
Yeah.
And machine learning is very similar.
Okay.
We feed AI tons of data, tons of labeled data.
Yeah.
And it learns to identify those patterns.
Gotcha.
So this is how we get AI that can like recognize faces and photos.
Right.
Or even diagnose diseases from like medical images.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so that makes sense. How is this actually playing out in different industries?
Well,
And let's start with healthcare.
sure.
Because I know you have got some really interesting examples from the article.
Absolutely. One area where AI is already having a huge impact is in diagnostics.
Okay.
Google's DeepMind, for example, has developed an AI that can actually predict acute kidney injury up to 48 hours before it even happens,
Wow.
with over 90% accuracy.
It's amazing.
And that gives doctors crucial time to intervene and potentially save lives.
Wow, that is incredible. So it is almost like having an early warning system for like serious health problems.
Precisely.
Okay.
And that is just one example.
Right.
AI is also being used to analyze medical images,
Okay.
like, X-rays and mammograms.
Yeah.
And in some cases, AI is even outperforming human radiologists in detecting certain cancers.
That is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
But what about the human doctors then? Does this mean they are going to be like replaced by machines?
It is not about replacing doctors, but rather about giving them these incredibly powerful tools.
Okay.
Think of it this way. AI can analyze, thousands of images
Right.
in the time it takes a doctor to review just a handful.
Yeah.
This frees up the doctors to focus on the more complex aspects of patient care,
You're right.
like developing treatment plans and providing, emotional support.
That makes a lot of sense. So it is more about humans and AI working together
Right.
to kind of improve healthcare.
Yeah.
What other advancements are happening in this field?
Well, another exciting area is personalized medicine.
Okay.
So AI can analyze vast amounts of genetic data to create these like tailor-made treatment plans for individual patients.
Okay.
Imagine a world where, your doctor can prescribe medications and therapies that are specifically designed for your own unique genetic makeup.
Wow, that is incredible. So instead of like a one-size-fits-all approach to medicine, we could have treatments that are way more effective and maybe even have fewer side effects.
Exactly.
Wow.
It is like having a medical plan designed just for you,
Yeah.
and AI is making this a reality.
Okay, let's switch gears a little bit and talk about finance.
Sure.
I know that AI is also having a pretty big impact in this sector.
Absolutely. Finance is all about data
Right.
and making predictions.
Yeah.
Which is where AI excels.
Okay.
For example, AI is being used for algorithmic trading, where algorithms make these split-second trading decisions
Wow.
based on massive amounts of data.
Okay.
And this can be far more efficient than human traders who can be influenced by emotions and biases.
So it is like having a supercomputer manage your investments.
In a way, yes.
Okay.
Although there are some concerns
Right.
about the potential risks of relying too heavily on AI in financial markets.
Okay.
Some experts argue that these algorithms can be a little unpredictable and might contribute to market instability.
Okay.
So it is a complex issue with no easy answers.
Definitely sounds like there is pros and cons to consider.
Yes.
So what other applications is AI having in the world of finance?
Well, another major area is fraud detection.
Okay.
So AI can analyze millions of transactions in real time, looking for patterns that might indicate fraudulent activity.
Okay.
This helps banks and financial institutions protect their customers and prevent losses.
That makes sense. With like so many digital transactions happening these days, it seems like AI would be essential for like staying ahead of the fraudsters.
It certainly is.
Okay.
And it goes beyond just detecting fraud.
Right.
AI is also being used to personalize financial advice,
Gotcha.
offer like 247 customer support through chatbots,
Right.
and even assess credit risk more accurately.
Okay, so it sounds like AI is really changing the entire financial landscape from how we invest to how we bank.
It certainly is.
Wow.
And it is not just finance and healthcare.
Yep.
AI is making waves in a whole range of industries, from manufacturing to marketing.
Let's talk about manufacturing next. I am curious to know how AI is impacting like the way things are made.
Sure.
Okay, so we've talked about how AI is like revolutionizing healthcare and finance.
Right.
Now let's shift gears a little bit and explore its impact on manufacturing.
Sure.
I have to admit, I am fascinated by the idea of like smart factories.
Yeah.
What exactly does that even look like?
Well, imagine a factory where all the machines are like interconnected
Okay.
and they can communicate with each other
Right.
in real time.
Yeah.
Optimizing all the production processes and minimizing waste.
Right.
That is what AI is enabling with smart factories.
So it is like having this like super organized,
Right.
hyper efficient factory floor
Yes.
where everything just runs smoothly.
Exactly. Take Siemens, for example.
Okay.
They've implemented AI-powered systems in their factories that can actually predict when machines are likely to fail.
Oh, wow.
This is called predictive maintenance.
It allows them to fix problems before they even occur,
Wow.
reducing downtime and saving millions of dollars.
That's amazing.
Huh.
It is like AI is giving machines like a sixth sense,
Right?
knowing when they need a checkup before they even break down.
Precisely.
Wow, that is so cool.
And that is not all.
Okay.
AI-powered robots are also becoming increasingly common in manufacturing.
Right.
These robots can perform tasks with incredible precision and speed,
Wow.
and they can even learn and adapt to new situations.
So it sounds like a futuristic assembly line
Yeah.
with robots working alongside like human workers.
Right.
But like what happens to the human workers in these smart factories?
Yeah, it is a valid concern.
Right.
Some jobs will inevitably be displaced as automation increases.
What?
However, AI is also creating new opportunities in
Okay.
areas like robot maintenance, software development, and data analytics.
Okay, so it is not a simple case of like robot taking over all the jobs.
Right.
It is more about like a shift.
And the types of skills that are in demand.
Exactly.
Okay.
The key is to adapt and acquire new skills that complement AI technology.
Right.
Those who can work alongside robots and leverage AI tools will be in high demand.
That makes sense. So it is about like humans and AI working together,
Right.
each playing to their strengths.
Exactly.
Okay, let's move on to marketing.
Sure.
I know you have got some interesting insights into how AI is changing the way companies reach consumers.
Absolutely. AI is transforming marketing by making it more personalized and data-driven than ever before.
Okay.
Companies are using AI to analyze vast amounts of consumer data,
Right.
including, browsing history, purchase patterns, and social media activity
Okay.
to create highly targeted marketing campaigns.
So it is like those ads that seem to follow you around the internet,
Exactly.
knowing exactly what you were interested in.
That's AI at work.
That is kind of creepy,
It can be.
but also kind of impressive.
Yeah.
So how is this actually playing out in like real world marketing campaigns?
Well, one example is Netflix.
Okay.
They use AI to personalize recommendations for movies and TV shows,
Okay.
analyzing your viewing history and preferences to suggest content you are more likely to enjoy.
That makes sense. I have definitely been sucked into a Netflix binge watching session thanks to their like spot on recommendations.
Right.
What other examples are there?
Another example is Amazon.
Okay.
They use AI to personalize product recommendations,
Okay.
email marketing campaigns,
Right.
and even their website layout
Wow.
by constantly analyzing your behavior and preferences.
Right.
Amazon can like tailor your shopping experience
Yeah.
to make it more likely that you will find what you're looking for
Right.
and ultimately add items to your cart.
It is like having a personal shopper
Yeah.
who knows your taste better than you do,
Right.
but it also raises questions about privacy.
Sure.
Like how much data are these companies collecting and
Right.
how are they using it?
It is a valid concern. The more data these companies have, the better their AI systems can perform.
Yeah.
But it is important for consumers to be aware of how their data is being used
Right.
and to take steps to protect their privacy.
Right.
Many companies are now offering more transparency and control over data settings, allowing users to choose what information they share and how it is used.
That is good to know. It seems like finding the right balance between personalization and privacy
Yeah,
is going to be a key challenge moving forward.
absolutely. And it is something we need to be mindful of as AI becomes more and more integrated into our lives.
Right. Speaking of integration, let's talk about the bigger picture,
Okay,
the future of work.
sure.
We know that AI is automating certain tasks,
Right.
but what does that mean for the overall job market?
Right.
Will robots steal all our jobs?
It is a question that is on a lot of people's minds.
Right.
And while it is impossible to predict the future with certainty,
Yeah.
what we can say is that AI will undoubtedly transform the job market as we know it. Some jobs will be displaced,
Right.
especially those involving repetitive or manual tasks.
So what jobs are most at risk of being automated?
Well, jobs in manufacturing, transportation, and customer service are often cited as being particularly vulnerable to automation.
Okay.
But it is important to remember that AI is also creating new job opportunities
Right.
in fields like AI development, data science, and cybersecurity.
So it is not just about job losses.
Right.
It is also about job creation in like new and emerging fields.
Exactly. The key takeaway is that the job market is evolving,
Right.
and we need to adapt by developing new skills and embracing lifelong learning.
So what skills will be most valuable in an AI-driven world?
Well, skills that are difficult for AI to replicate,
Okay.
such as creativity, critical thinking, problem solving, and emotional intelligence, will be in high demand.
So it is not just about like technical skills.
Right.
It is also about those uniquely human qualities
Exactly.
that make us adaptable and innovative.
Precisely. And it is about being able to work effectively with AI. Understanding its capabilities and limitations.
Yeah.
And leveraging its power to enhance our own abilities.
It sounds like the future of work will be a collaborative one, with
Yes.
humans and AI working together to achieve like common goals.
Right.
But what about the potential risks of AI?
Sure.
We have seen so many movies about like robots taking over the world.
Yes.
Like how realistic are those scenarios?
Well, it is important to distinguish between science fiction and reality.
Okay.
While it is true that AI is becoming increasingly sophisticated,
Right.
we are a long way from creating machines that are capable of independent thought or malicious intent.
So we don't need to worry about a robot uprising anytime soon.
Not quite.
Okay.
The real risks of AI are more nuanced and complex.
Okay.
They have to do with things like algorithmic bias, data privacy, and the potential for AI to be used for harmful purposes.
Okay. So the risks are more about how humans choose to use AI
Exactly.
rather than AI becoming sentient and turning against us. Exactly.
It is about ensuring that AI is developed and deployed responsibly,
Right.
with appropriate safeguards in place to mitigate potential risks.
That makes sense. It sounds like we need to be thoughtful and proactive in like shaping the future of AI
Absolutely.
to ensure that it benefits humanity as a whole.
The future of AI is not predetermined.
Right.
It is up to us to guide its development and ensure that it is used for good.
Well, that's a powerful thought to leave us with as we wrap up part 2 of our AI deep dive.
Yeah.
We will be back in just a moment to explore some final thoughts and leave you with some questions to ponder.
Great.
Stay with us. All right, and we are back for the final part of our deep dive into AI. We have covered a lot of ground from the basics of machine learning to AI's impact on, all these different industries and even the future of work.
Yeah. It has been quite a journey.
It really has.
And as we wrap up here, I think it is important to step back and consider, the broader implications of all this.
Right.
AI is not just a collection of algorithms and data sets.
Right.
It is a powerful tool
Right.
that has the potential to really reshape our world.
Yeah, you are right. It is so easy to get caught up in the technical details and the specific applications.
Right.
But I think we need to remember that AI is ultimately about humans and how we choose to use it.
Exactly.
So with that in mind, what are like some of the biggest opportunities and challenges that you see on the horizon?
Well, one of the most exciting opportunities, I think, is AI's potential to solve some of humanity's most pressing problems.
Okay.
For example, AI is already being used to develop new drugs, and therapies create sustainable energy solutions and even address climate change.
That's amazing. It sounds like AI could help us create a healthier, more sustainable future for everyone.
It very well could.
But what about the potential downsides? Are there any risks we need to be aware of?
Of course, with any powerful technology, there are always potential risks.
Hmm.
As we discussed earlier, it is crucial to be mindful of things like algorithmic bias, data privacy, and the potential for AI to be used for harmful purposes.
Yeah.
But I do believe that with careful planning and responsible development, we can mitigate these risks and harness AI's power for good.
So it is really about being proactive and shaping the development of AI in a way that aligns with our values and our goals as a society.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The future of AI is not predetermined.
Huh.
It is up to us to guide its evolution and make sure that it benefits all of humanity.
And that is why it is so important for everyone to be informed about this technology and engage in, thoughtful conversations about its implications.
Right.
Well, that has certainly been the goal of this deep dive,
Yeah.
to give you, the listener, a better understanding of AI and its potential impact on your life.
Right.
So now that you have had this glimpse into the world of AI, what excites you the most and what concerns you?
Well, what we have discussed today is really just a starting point.
Right.
The field of AI is constantly evolving with new breakthroughs happening all the time. It's a really fascinating time to be alive, and I believe that we are only scratching the surface of what AI can achieve. But as we move forward, it is crucial to remember that AI is a tool. And like any tool, it can be used for good or for ill. Ultimately, the future of AI is up to us.
That is a great point to end on. The future of AI is in our hands. It is up to all of us to stay informed, engage in thoughtful discussions, and ensure that this technology is used to create a better world for everyone. So keep learning, stay curious, and let's see what the future holds. That's a wrap on this deep dive into the world of AI. Thanks for listening.